everybody, we're back. Sorry for that little bit of a break. We are now transitioning over to the Fight Game Media YouTube channel. This is the Brace for Impact Slammiversary preview show. I am your host, Mike Gilbert, and I'm joined as always by JD by God Oliva. How you doing, JD?
I'm good. Nothing has changed in 20 minutes.
Yeah. We just took a little bit of a break here from a regular show, and we wanted to do something exclusively for the not exclusively, but something for the YouTube channel. But if you're interested in what we just did, we just ran down the tonight's Impact Wrestling card. We did that exclusively for our Patreon. If you can go to our Patreon and subscribe, it's patreon.com/fightgamemedia. $2.99 gets you in the door. You can also get JD's other show, High Tension, with Justin Nipper, right? And you can get the Dynamite show with Parker and Paul. And we got plenty of other cool shows. I know we got a retro show from John LaRocca and Garrett Gonzalez, kind of our captains here of the ship. And if you bump it up to $7.99, you can get some more MMA and some more boxing stuff. And so we got a lot of cool content, man. So let's go ahead and get into Slammiversary. So this is Slammiversary is not really advertised as their biggest card of the year, but it always ends up being their best card of the year. I would say since I started watching again back in 2018, consistently it has beaten, like as far as quality goes, it's been the best quality pay-per-view of the year since 2018. And I'm expecting nothing less. I think this is going to be, regardless of whether the matches are big draws or anything like that, I would say just the match quality alone should be probably the best of the year for Impact.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I don't love the main event, but I think that Kenny Omega is going to bring enough people over, and it'll be the Impact debut of his new Harley Race beard. So it should be interesting.
Wait, watch him shave right before the match until they ruin it.
Yeah, that now screws everything up. Rick rooted on me, and I'd be pissed.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll start from the bottom, and then we'll go up to the main event, and that'll be the last match that we talk about. So I don't know which match is going to go on first, so I'll just start with the match that's been announced. Just a couple of hours ago on Impact TV, we got Matt Cardona and a mystery partner taking on his former tag team partner Brian Myers and his former girlfriend Tennille Dashwood. I don't know how to predict who's going to win this match, but I am looking forward to it because I did think that the angle that they shot tonight was really cool. That was a good twist with Tennille Dashwood being the one to help out Brian Myers to attack Cardona. Who do you think is going to be the tag team partner, and how do we see this playing out?
Oh, I definitely think it's going to be Nick Gage. It's going to be Matt Cardona's mystery tag team partner. Yeah. And Nick Gage is going to do some gnarly stuff to both Brian Myers and Tennille Dashwood. That's the only thing that makes sense in this wrestling world.
Yeah. No, I mean, it has to be Chelsea Green, right? Even if she can't wrestle, she's got to come down and do something, right?
And introduce the next person. Who else would fill in? I have no idea. If Chelsea isn't cleared, I have no idea who it would be. Although I think they should look into my Gage idea.
Yeah. Well, I think Nick Gage should just show up and beat the fuck out of everybody anyway.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, sign me up. Like, more Nick Gage, the better.
Yeah, I want Nick Gage to come out. I want him to have a couple of light tubes, smash it over Cardona's head. Then I want him to grab the mic and mispronounce Cardona's name. That would make me so happy.
Or call him Mid Cardona. That's got to catch on eventually.
It has to catch on. I know for a fact that a lot of people like that nickname. So
I've heard it in other places, and I'm like, that came from our podcast. All right.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know who I do know, Chelsea Green, she does have the arm issue. I don't know if she's going to be cleared. There is a thing where they said that she wasn't cleared for Maryland, so she can't wrestle for Ring of Honor. But like we have said before, I don't think Tennessee gives a fuck. So I think maybe she could just wrestle in Tennessee and no one will care. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it'll be Chelsea Green and they'll have a match. And Chelsea and Cardona wins.
Kane is a mayor in Tennessee.
That's true.
Think about that.
Yeah. He electrocuted Shane McMahon's balls one time, and he is the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes. There's so much evil stuff that Kane has done on TV, and people said, yes, that's the man that I want leading my town.
Yeah. The next match I want to talk about is a grudge match between Eddie Edwards and W. Morrissey. I'm really looking forward to this match. If I had to guess, I have two sleeper matches, and this is one of them. It's going to be interesting to see,
Eddie
Edwards is missing an organ now. He had his appendix removed, and so I don't. So my thing is if you don't need your appendix, why the fuck do we have an appendix?
We've our body literally doesn't need it anymore. It needed it a long time ago. It's just one of those things we just still have, even though evolution has decided it's really not necessary. It's just there to mess you up when you don't need it. Ask Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, brother almost died.
Brother almost died. Yes, that's all it does is almost kill you. Yeah, I think this could be a really good match, man. I mean, I really want to see. I think Morrissey's been really good in this company, like shockingly. I said on our other Patreon show, I didn't want to like him when he came in. I wanted to be like, big Cass, who cares? He's proven me wrong. He's been really good. His promo work's been solid. His in-ring stuff has been good. He looks, aside from the giant bags under his eyes, he looks stressed. Aside from that, he looks fantastic. And Eddie Edwards does nothing but have good matches in this company. So I can't see how this goes wrong.
No, I think it's the perfect opponent for W. Morrissey. I'm going to go ahead and make my pick first. I think Morrissey gets the victory here because I do think that they're building him.
Yeah.
So you got Morrissey too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they're trying to line up Edwards for a title shot at Omega. Morrissey isn't really a signed guy, so could go either way. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Morrissey though. I've been wrong before.
I think that's a safer pick at the moment based on where the show has been leading us. So I'm gonna go. I stay Morrissey.
Okay. Next match is, I think could probably end up being one of the best matches of the night. It's Moose and Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin's such an underrated wrestler. He's absolutely an Impact legend. He's one of the greatest wrestlers in Impact history. And then you got Moose, who is just looking outstanding right now. He is fantastic, and he's looking to get back his championship. And so I'm going to go ahead and take Moose in this one.
You talk about Chris Sabin being so great on the show tonight. Impact was doing a little look back at some of the Ultimate X stuff, and I was not watching Impact in 2013. So this was the first time I saw Sabin and Kenny King hanging upside down by their legs from the Ultimate X.
Oh my god!
Trying to grab the X Division title, and I just thought, how do they not die? Which is that's the whole point of Ultimate X. Is you ask, how do people not die? And Chris Sabin won the match upside down, and he's fantastic, but he's going to lose to Moose.
Yes, he's actually going to.
Friend of the show, Moose.
Yes, he's absolutely going to lose to Moose. Definitely friend of the show, even though he's a liar. All right.
I didn't say he was a good person. I said he was friend of the show.
Yeah. Next, we got the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship. We got Fire and Flava taking on Havoc and Rosemary. Who do you got in this one?
I don't know what Decay did to Havoc at the end of the show. We kind of skipped over that in our Impact review this week, but it didn't look pretty. That being said, I'm going to go Fire and Flava.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Fire and Flava, and then after the match is over, I think the Iconics come out and confront them.
I'd be all for that. That's good booking if that happens.
I'm Scott D'Amore. I know you just lost one of your bookers to AEW. I'm available. I will cost you a lot of money. I'm not leaving my current job, and I don't really work that many hours, so I am available for these golden ideas.
If that doesn't say hire me, I don't know what does.
Yeah. So next we got the Impact World Tag Team Championship 4-way match. We got Violent by Design. We don't know which two members are going to be in there. I'm hoping Doring is one of them because I think he's been looking impressive lately. Versus the Good Brothers versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack versus TJP and Falaba. Who you got in this one?
Oh, and this depends, right? If the Violent by Design team includes Cody Deaner or just Deaner, then the answer is anybody but them. If it's Rhino and Doring, they're winning, right? And that's going to be your till. If for some reason in kayfabe world, if Eric Young is crazy enough to put Doring in the match, they're guaranteed to lose. In which case, I think the move is to put it on the Good Brothers.
Yeah. So I could actually see the Good Brothers winning this match. But I'm going to stick with Violent by Design. They just got the titles. I think it's a little too soon to take it off of them, and they haven't really defended it against Finjuice. I see Finjuice coming back one day. I'm holding out hope. I'd like to see that. They did get screwed out of the titles, and they're going to be in the area relatively soon. I know they're both booked for New Japan Strong Resurgence. I'm very much looking forward to that. So I'm gonna stick with Violent by Design because I think that there is a ready-made feud there with Finjuice. So. Next, we got the Impact X Division Championship 6-way Ultimate X match. that was a mouthful to say. Anyway, Ultimate X, we got Josh Alexander, Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Petey Williams, and Rohit Raju. I'm gonna go ahead and start this one off. I'm sticking with Josh Alexander. I think he wins, and I think that this is a fantastic, outstanding match.
So this is interesting. If you watch the TV, I think they're building up. They're tell us that Chris Bay is going to win. Like, right? That's the story. The story of this match has been Chris Bay is smarter than everyone else in the division. Right. So I think you're going to have an ultimate confrontation between Bay and Alexander. They've been talking about Alexander is going to be in line for a big push. Let me throw something at you. Let's say Kenny Omega makes it through this one. Is Josh Alexander the next guy?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Chris Bay.
All right. I like that. Embrace debate. I dig it. I just think that they're trying to make Alexander be an all-time. They're trying to make him be an all-time great X Division champion, and I just don't see him losing it just yet. But hey, man, I'm wrong a lot. So I do see Alexander winning, but man, Chris Bay getting the belt. Alexander doesn't have to eat a pin for that, and then maybe they just elevate him up to that world championship, that main event scene. Man, fucking Alexander's a bad motherfucker.
He's having a career year, right? He just came back out to Chicago and had some awesome matches in AEW. I honestly think that Josh Alexander and Kenny Omega as a pay-per-view match would be something that would draw and would get interest from hardcore fans and would be a lot of fun. I can't think of a match I would like to see more. And then you build right into Alexander versus Moose.
Yeah. You know who's going to be so happy that you said that? And it's a friend of the show, listener of the show. His name is Godilla. And he is all about Josh Alexander versus Kenny Omega at Bound for Glory. That's his dream match.
Because it would be awesome.
Yeah. That is, as far as like just in ring, that is the absolute best possible match that I think that you can make an Impact.
And it's a different match, right? Mm-hmm. Josh Alexander hasn't been in this position yet. And it's like I said, man, I don't know. I'm reading tea leaves maybe, but I think it makes sense. Because I don't think we've done Kenny and Moose, and it's two heels, right? We've gone firm to establish the fact that Moose is a heel. He lies to podcasters. He just, I think this is the way to go. I really do.
Yeah, man, I think you're winning me over, and Josh Alexander, much like Godilla and Revelation say, he's been on a roll lately, chasing them dreams, man. Absolutely. Go look up Revelation and Godilla and check out their new single "I've Been" on YouTube and Spotify and iTunes. You can get that everywhere, man. That's a badass track. And just give a little shout out to the homie. Big fan of the show. Next, we got the Impact Knockouts Championship. We got Deonna Purrazzo taking on the dreaded 3 question marks.
One question mark is spooky. 2, you start wondering what's going on. You get that 3rd question mark is shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of evil is coming up with the 3 question marks, but I mean,
I'll tell you what kind of evil's coming up. Hardcore country evil.
Hardcore country evil. I mean, we're pretty much in agreement. So this has to be Mickie James. Anything less would just be a letdown. There's still some people out there, and they're tagging the hell out of Tessa Blanchard. I just don't see her coming back right now. I think that it's Mickie James or bust.
I think if Tessa goes back to Impact, that is a huge she's going to have to tuck the tail between the legs and really come groveling, because she really left them in a lurch and did not do business the right way on the way out. And nobody has touched her. Right. So it's a bad look on everybody. I think it's a bad move.
Yeah. I mean, she would, if it was her, she would have to come and do the old Jeff Hardy and apologize to the whole locker room for leaving them hanging like that. That's not cool. And she'd be making a lot of money in probably AEW or WWE right now if she would have just made Slammiversary last year and dropped the title. She just did business, she just didn't want to. So,
but bad look.
Okay, so say it's Mickie James, right? Now, keep in mind, Deonna Purrazzo is going to be at Triple Mania doing a title versus title match with Fabi Apache, right? Mm-hmm. Do you see Purrazzo beating Mickie James in this match?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay, Spin Zone.
I think that it's. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. What if Purrazzo loses and then does the old win it back on TV.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
That is a possibility.
Yeah.
I thought remember when Mickey came back to NXT and had that match with Asuka,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
That's I think they're going to do something similar to that here because she seems super invested in NWA and putting on, I forget the name of the women's show they're putting on.
Empower.
Empower. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I think that's kind of where her focus is right now, not being Knockouts champion. I do think she'll come in and have a great match. I mean, it's gonna be a really good match. Mickey James
Oh
and
yeah.
Deonna Purrazzo, that's really good. So that's where I think that's where the value is. I don't think they should take the title off Purrazzo because I think she's just firing on all cylinders right now. She's great. Like keep
Yeah.
it rolling.
Cool. All right, let's talk about the main event. We got for the Impact World Championship. We got Kenny Omega taking on Sami Callihan. It is now a no disqualification match
Because
because
Sammy
that
Callahan can't wrestle a real match. Yes, makes perfect sense.
you know, in his defense, I have seen him have good matches that were not no disqualification matches, but he ends up going out to the side anyway, so it doesn't matter with or without the stipulation. But look, it's his specialty, and we have seen Kenny Omega earlier this year. Brother can throw down in these no DQ matches. Hell, he had a barbed wire, massacre with John Moxley, an exploding barbed wire match that didn't explode.
It was not, in fact, exploding.
Right.
It was sparkly. But yes, that match up until the kerfluffle was a really good match. Kenny Omega is out to prove that he can do anything and be the best in the world at it this year. I think he says, I'm going to give Sami Callihan the greatest match of his life. And I truly believe that's where Kenny Omega is right now. I wish I was more excited about this, but Sami Callihan never wins on pay-per-view. Why are we here? He just lost to Trey Miguel the last pay-per-view we had. Is Trey even on the card?
He's in the Ultimate X.
Oh, he's in the Ultimate X.
Yeah.
We did that bit in the last episode, and I completely forgot. Jesus. Why are we doing this? Like, that's really my only question. I just don't. The answer is Kenny Omega, and if it's not Kenny Omega, we've completely lost our minds.
Yeah. I think it's pretty clear that Kenny Omega is winning the match. I will say, though, Sami Callihan delivers in these big spots. I know he always loses, and I think that's why Impact likes him, because he can lose and then he can still have big matches. So
I agree.
Since 2018, nobody comes close in Impact consistently delivering on a big stage than Sami Callihan. I will say that. And did you watch Slammiversary 2018?
I did not watch.
Okay, so if you ever get time, and I know you're getting ready to take a big trip and you'll be gone for a couple weeks, but if you just have the iPad out, go to the Impact Plus app, pull up Slammiversary 2018, watch Sami Callihan versus Pentagon Jr. in a hair versus mask match, off the charts. Just
okay,
really good match, and I think this is going to be better than that match. I really do, and that's one of my favorite matches from that's my favorite match from Impact from the last few years. That's what got me back into watching Impact. It was that was a big part of the reason, and it was excellent match.
Sure.
And Pentagon has his mask, so spoiler alert, but I don't want to shit can the whole thing. I do think that Callahan was probably not the right guy for this position. I think that he would have been better served on an Impact Plus special, having a crazy match with Kenny Omega, and then Moose should have been in this spot. But that's not what they did. So Sami Callahan's the guy. I still think it's going to be a great match. Let's go over under 4 stars. What do you got?
Over.
Man, so it's really and we're talking about Dave Meltzer.
We're talking about Dave's 4 stars, right?
Dave's 4. So Kenny Omega matches with Dave, they start at 4, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if there's anybody else.
Yeah. He doesn't appear to be the biggest fan of Sami Callihan, although he did give Callahan and Tessa Blanchard just a regular match, not a no DQ match, but he did give them, I think, like 4.25, 4.5 stars or something like that a couple years ago. So
I think Dave was a big. I don't think I'm speaking out of school when I say that Dave's a big Kenny Omega fan, right?
Right.
Like, that's pretty obvious. I think the fact that he likes Kenny Omega and likes his work style. Like, I'm not saying he likes him as a human being. I'm saying he enjoys his matches. Will carry over anything that any blocks he may have with Sami Callihan. I can't see this. I can't see it being under 4.5, to be honest with you.
Okay, so you're going official prediction 4.5
My
stars.
official prediction is 4.5 stars.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's going to be over. Just to embrace debate, I think I'm going to go 4.25, because I think that it's going to, at certain points, it might get ultra violent, and I think that will turn some people off. So hey, you never know. I know Moxley and Omega, even though the cage turned out to be like a queef or whatever it was, that like nothing really happened with that explosion. So it still got like a lot of stars. So
I think the Baltimore match from the year before got like 4.5, 5 too, didn't it? Or
yeah,
something ridiculous?
the lights out match
lights
they
out
ended up
match.
getting, yeah, they got fined for.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a thing that happened. Yeah, even that one. I don't see this not getting a bunch of stars from Dave, and I think that Impact will go all out to make sure everybody knows that this match is great. And I know Kenny's hurting right now a little bit, but he has not been wrestling a lot lately, so I think he'll be nice and rested up for this match. I wish I was excited about this match as I was for what they got coming up on the other channel with him, but it is what it is.
Is what it is, but hey, that's gonna do it for us. This is the official Brace for Impact Slammiversary preview. That is predominantly for the Fight Game Media YouTube channel. But be sure to like and subscribe and share. Tell all your friends about us, and then come on over to the Patreon. It's $2.99 a month to get our show and to get High Tension, to get the Dynamite show, and we got Parker and Scott, right? They do a Joshi show now too, right? What's the name of that show? Do you remember?
I just got the
I just got the notification. Sorry,
you put me on the spot. Now I feel stupid. Give me 1 second.
It's a 5-star something.
5-star. 5-star.
It's 5-star.
They just put as we're recording this on Thursday night, they just put a brand new episode of Who Will Win the Princess Cup. And I don't watch Tokyo Joshi Pro, so I don't know what that means. But I'm sure it's great audio.
But if you're a fan of Joshi, and you're just wanting to learn about it, those guys are wealth of knowledge. I was able to check out some of their stuff because I am not a fan of Joshi, but I did watch one of the matches recently. It was one from Stardom. It was one of the best fucking wrestling matches I've ever seen in my life. The double knockout, that one. Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, don't get me to tell you who the names of the people that were in it, but man, it was a badass match. I loved that match. So those are our guys, man. They're doing some cool stuff with the Joshi stuff. And then what do you got going on with High Tension?
Justin and I just recorded an episode today. We were all over the place. The focus was Satoshi Kojima, and we kind of did an overview of his career, but we kind of, if you listen to Justin and I, we kind of derail and go all over the place.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about sumo and the traditions of sumo and how Japanese wrestling came up differently because of the impact of sumo wrestling in that country, as opposed to how pro wrestling came up kind of modeling after boxing in this country.
Right.
So we talked a little bit about that. We were on this was one of the most like derailed episodes we've ever done. We were all over the place. I can't even remember all the loony places. Oh, we talked about Paul Heyman booking Windy City Pro Wrestling. That was a thing that happened for a brief period in 1988. And Justin's trying to get me to write an article about what if Paul Heyman had continued to book Windy City Pro Wrestling, which is basically saying, JD, use your imagination to find out what Paul Heyman would have done. So I may take up that challenge. I see how the imagination works. So we got some cool stuff. We did a fun episode this week.
That's cool, man. Well, hey, that's gonna do for us, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at GetUpMike, and JD, you are?
I am at JD_Oliva.
Right, and then follow Fight Game Media. They are at Fight Game Media on Twitter, and then subscribe to the YouTube, patreon.com/Fight Game Media. All right, everybody. Enjoy Slammiversary. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of our stuff, hit that subscribe button. We're adding more video podcasts to our rotation. If you want to hear more content from Fight Game Media, check out the Fight Game Media Network on Patreon. We have podcasts at least 5 days a week and often more, depending on which tier you choose. With Tier 1, you'll get pro wrestling podcasts for $2.99 a month. If you're an MMA or boxing fan, or just want even more pro wrestling audio content, check out our $7.99 a month tier. In that tier, you may even hear AEW rockstar Jon Moxley join us now and again. Also, check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Fight Game Media.